is that I don't know where I'm going or how I got here, but I'm moving on. Just move on. Excuses that I'm human and I've been doing this for so long. How can I move on? Just move on. Let's move. Can't ignore these bars anymore. Ain't gon' happen. I've been to Charlie Chaplin, I'm rapping. Keyword Chaplin, cause I locked up Charlie. Ain't no silent film, time to open the caption. The fight's within, and I'm in the alley with matchboxes. Me and my shadow was slap boxing until I disregarded my guard and we had problems. Truth is that I don't know where I'm going or how I got here, but I'm moving on.
Because that's all important. At this time, we're going to begin our graduation cadet presentation. We'll have our opening prayer by Cadet Easley, who's before you, and then I will come back.
Father God, thank you for this wonderful day, Lord. Thank you for allowing us all to be here.
Yes.
Thank you for bringing us this far and bringing me this far. Thank you for my community, my family around me that has brought me up. Pray that you bless this service, or presentation, and in Jesus' name we pray.
Amen.
All right. Again, my name is Bishop Richard Lance, and I serve as Executive Director for the Male Rites of Passage. It is my responsibility to help usher in the youth, the male youth of Greater Calvary Rites of Passage into malehood. I'm just one of the ushers, of course. We have parents that are very quite involved, which makes this process even work better when the parents are involved. It works, when they're not, but when they are involved, then you know that what's taking place here is being practiced at home. So they spend more time at home than they do here, unless you're like Cadet Khalil, who's also involved in various other activities in the church, then you spend a lot of time here at Greater Calvary. So this is going to be an exciting moment, an exciting time, as he knocks on the door of graduation from Rites of Passage and from high school and going to the next level. So I present to you, before I present him, we have our panelists. We have Bishop Maurice Humans, who's going to be a panelist. We have graduate and alumni Christopher Whitaker, who's going to also be a panelist, and myself, who will be a panelist, and that's only going to come into effect when it's time for the interview. And we'll ask questions that are already written down, and this is not to trip and not to try to pull out any information or try to reveal anything. But if it's in here, we're going to ask you.
All right. Okay.
That's just what our charge is, and that's just part of growing up. You got to deal with the real sometimes.
That's right.
So in the beginning, he's going to give his presentation, and then afterwards we'll deal with the interview. All right. I present to you Cadet Khalil Easley.
Thank y'all for coming out. Today I'm just going to be talking. The most visual is going to get is looking at me, so I apologize for not being sensitive to visual people. I'm just going to go in. So right now I'm in a reflective stage of my life. Yeah, I'm in the threshold of adulthood, but I'm also at a time where I can look back and see how far the process has brought me. And the 6 areas of growth that I'm just going to dissect and talk about today are discipline, character, competency, attitude, faith, and culture. So discipline. Growth in the area of discipline has manifested itself most in my speech and my temperament, I believe. I learned that there is a time and a place for everything. Discipline has a lot to do with maintaining balance. Not just any balance, however. I think that discipline is the mastery of doing the right thing, with self-discipline being the highest form. The balance between what goes in and what comes out. Rites of Passage has, of course, taught me to manage both. And character. Character. Growth in the character is probably the most complex and maybe the hardest to pinpoint in words, mostly because character is a compilation of like a lot of different stuff. When I think of character, I think of reputation. R.O.P taught me that character is based on or follows conduct. I have learned to assess myself based on what I do and not just what I say. I sincerely care about how other people view me, but it's not in a narcissistic way. It's like, rather like me just looking at myself and make sure that I'm a servant in all that I do. Servanthood being the top of my priority, humility is the most crucial character trait for me. It's so easy to be arrogant and or self-indulged, but the process has challenged me to behave in such a way that elevates others simply by focusing less on elevating myself. And then when it comes to competency. Competency has been a struggle. Competency has to do with being efficient and doing what works and doing that all the time. Growth in the area of competency was the hardest for me. R.O.P presents competency as it relates to being an excellent student. Academically, I don't consider myself to be excellent yet. If nothing else, I have grown in my ability to recognize when I'm being inefficient. And without R.O.P, I probably would not hold myself accountable. And then recognizing my inefficientness or whatever. It's a good thing that I can know when to refocus. And then attitude. My attitude has been a struggle ever since I can remember. I don't know if y'all can relate. But when I analyze my attitude and think of it, I think of a simple definition. My attitude is my viewpoint, or my view, of the circumstances around me and the emotions attached. When I don't make an effort to reflect on the principles I learned in attitude class, or even just ask God to reveal my attitude to me, I find that my attitude is very mundane or even bleak at times. But more often than not, I don't like where I am physically and mentally, so that has a lot to do with it. But R.O.P has taught me to guard my thoughts and dwell on things that are life and are progress. And then we're going to talk about culture. Because the history of my people presented to me in this process, I love myself. I love myself because I know not only where, but who I come from. A great people and excellent individuals who contributed to a great society. In terms of growth, I've gotten better at making decisions that reflect my understanding that black people are excellent in nature. And anything less is an insult to my ancestors and to my Creator. Faith. My God is the awesome God. Oftentimes the process felt more like a faith development process rather than a character development process. And faith is a large part of one's character constructs. So it's understandable why a process that focuses on building character will also affect one's faith index. When I think of faith, I think of choices based on belief. Growth in the area of faith for me has looked like me becoming less and less common and more like Jesus Christ.
All right.
I plan to forever hold these principles close to me in my daily walk, that being character, competency, attitude, faith, culture. And although I'm crossing from childhood to adulthood, I'm learning and growing. The learning and growing will never stop or go stagnant. I commit to passing the principles of this process to future generations and my future generations as well. I will be the model for my children, so they can be the model for their children, and so on and so on. Beginning or continuing the cycle of excellence and faithfulness, life and practice.
Amen.
This is the year 2014 through 2016. My most recent, and I really just would like to just open it up and pass it around, or could we just
We'll have it for view at the time, but we can see that you do have your portfolio. Are there any things you need to pay attention to? Like, make sure you look at.
Oh, make sure you organize your portfolio, first of all. But at the same time, I mean, it's all good stuff. There's nothing to stand out.
It's a good read, always is.
That's that.
All right.
And I'll step down for questions from the panel.
Okay. All right, well, we're going to move into our interview phase. Again, we have our three panelists, Bishop Humans, alumni.
I can accept that. I can accept the alumni.
Brother Chris, and then we have myself that will ask the questions. We can start with Bishop Humans.
Good day, sir. How you doing? I have 5 questions for you. First one, what high school did you attend, sir?
I went to L.C. Anderson High School.
L.C. Anderson. Do you know your GPA? What was your GPA at graduation? What will it be at graduation?
2.9.
Which college are you going to attend?
Going to the University of North Texas in Denton.
And what will be your major?
Kinesiology.
Last question, what is your vision?
My vision is to have a career that not only benefits, and of course I want to make money, but that not only benefits me in monetary gain, but also benefits my community. I don't want to have just a good job. I want to be a leader in my community, or have God place me somewhere that I need to be.
Right. I guess I'll be next. You can just call me Mr. Alumni or Mr. Whitaker. I would like to start out with your name. How about that?
My name is Khalil Jordan Easley.
Mr. Jordan Easley, Mr. Khalil, huh? My next one would be, when were you born?
I was born February 12th in the year 1998.
98. Sounds like a good year. Sounds like a very good year. My third question would be, what work will you pursue as a career?
I want to be a physical therapist.
Physical therapist. Sounds like an awesome place. I'm still on the front page if you're following me. I'm just filling in all the blanks. Another question would be, what is your mission?
My mission? My mission is to go to college, get my degree,
Gotcha.
go to graduate school, start my career, and remain faithful to God.
Okay. Sounds like a very good plan. I guess I'll ask a couple more questions now that you're ready, sir. I'm going to go with, have you ever engaged in any consensual sex?
No, sir.
I don't want nobody to feel offended. I'm just questions I have to ask.
Amen.
Do you have any children?
No, sir.
Okay, sounds awesome. Sounds awesome. Are you married?
No, sir.
Okay. Have you engaged in any consensual same sex?
No, sir.
Okay, that sounds awesome too. All right, I got 2 more. What do you believe about sexual abstinence and celibacy?
I believe that the most important act of love, sex, God-given, should only be shared with my wife.
Yes,
sir.
That's about it.
All right, hey, I'm not knocking you. I'm just filling in the blanks. My last question would be, have you ever used drugs or any other prescribed or other over-the-counter?
Besides when I had a coffee now.
Oh, okay. That sounds great to me. I'm about done right now.
Okay, number 17, are you currently using any illegal substance?
No, sir.
Okay.
What do you believe about alcohol and drug use?
I believe that alcohol and drug use is say in like lay terms is extra. It's not a necessity. You don't need to do it. It can be very detrimental to your life. Anything that puts you outside of your mind, out of your right mind, is to me it's just scary. And drugs and alcohol should not be a priority.
Okay. What do you believe about using violence as a means to solve disputes?
Violence is a method, and like any other method, it has its place. However, violence should not be anywhere near the top of your list most of the time, because violence in itself can cause more problems, and usually is a problem. So, using violence as a means to solve disputes has its place, but not priority.
Thank you, sir. I'm done.
So then how do you solve disputes?
When I solve disputes, I address the main problem, cut right to the chase, and then start coming up with solutions that come up with solutions that are unbiased, but that will effectively settle like whatever issue with each party. But the key part is being like unbiased and seeing what's the real problem and addressing the real problem.
In your own words, could you describe the integrity screen and how you apply it in your life, your daily life?
The integrity screen is a practical tool, right? That you use to filter decision making. An example of how I use it in my life, in track, we're on a workout, coaches are running the thing, there's only one coach, he's on the opposite side. When I get to the other side, do I slow down, do I stop, do I walk? Is that the right thing? Is it the right way? If I'm training for something, I should train 100%, no matter if my coach is on the other side or not. So that's an example.
So how does that, can you also explain your words, what does it mean to be a character-centered leader of high integrity?
To be a character-centered leader of high integrity, character-centered, so you're driven by your conduct, because character follows conduct. Drives conduct. Yes, sir. And to be a character-centered leader, that means you lead along with that. So you're leading, you're character-focused, you're not focused on obsolete things, and to have high integrity means that you do the right thing all the time, or most of the time, or more often than average. And so to be a character-centered leader of high integrity means that you're a conduct-driven leader who does the right thing the most of the time, if not all.
I think what you're saying is that you want to be a character-driven leader because conduct follows character, right? Yeah. So I think we understood it.
So,
No, go ahead.
In what ways will you work to build family and community?
I just want to start with myself. You can't help people, you can't grow people if you haven't grown yourself. So this process, I've really tried I've done my best to internalize it and practice it, because I know that in order to change something, to change my family, my community, build them up, I myself first have to be built up. And certain ways would be modeling, walking upright as a man of God. And it's like little things too, like the little areas of obedience that can't be afforded to be overlooked. Now, so like I'm starting college now, so I guess that would look like making A's, and I hesitate when I say that because I don't want to be a liar, but yeah, being your best, being my best, being a character-centered leader in the classroom, in college, in my college community. So yeah.
So doing your best doesn't necessarily mean making A's. It just means making the best grade you can.
I guess I'll close it out with the last final question. What are your future plans as it relates to discipline of others?
When I was looking at the question, I don't know, it's a hard question. Discipline of others, because right now I'm 18 years old. Until this point, all my life, I've been disciplined, right? And so when I think about disciplining others, the first thing that I don't want to think about is punishing people or shunning people or telling people what they're not doing right. Instead, I want to sound cliche, but I want to walk before people, and so people can see, first of all, that I'm who I say I am. I'm a credible person to listen to, take advice from. And I think like we talked about that in the manual. We talked about how without discipline, without self-discipline, there is no success, and that you can't rise above the standard and the command and respect from others. It goes like that, something like that. And so I'm 18 years old right now, and I want to discipline myself.
Okay. All right, so I got you. So
As a first.
I got you. I'm not knocking you. Just write down your answer. That's all. Let me see here. What do you believe about the moral value system?
Moral value system. Moral value system is, I always thought that you could replace moral value with, not replace it, but the moral value system is a community system.
It's a community system?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how I see it.
Okay.
You got unity, self-determination, collective work and responsibility, cooperative economics, purpose, creativity, and faith. With all those parts working together, and if you have a community or even just like a family, or just like within yourself, the work that you do and demonstrating in all those areas, I think it builds success, progress, and then it's not a lot of room for other things. And if we're talking about as a Christian, there's not much room for carnal activity. I don't want to say it's and within this moral value, within the system, this moral value system, I think I've said enough.
Okay. That's cool with me. Sounds great. It sounds good so far. I got two more for you, and then I got comments. I don't know if the other two may have comments. I may have one or two myself. The foundations of principles and rites of passage are salvation, education, and liberation. Right? I'm not really sure about the question, but how do you feel about it?
How I feel about it?
What do they mean to you?
They mean to me.
I'll give it to you this way. How important are they in your life?
I would say that I know that they go together they're three of one, but there are times when the most important thing to me is salvation. And maybe that's just because it's the first step. Saving the lost, saving yourself, saving your mind, saving your time from death, if we just be plain. I know that in terms of our church, it's about saving the lost and bringing them to Christ. And then education would be educating them so we can live saved. And then liberation is, after all that, being free. So I mean, that's what they mean to me. I don't really have my own personal definition.
Okay. Sounds good so far. My last question: what do they mean to you, and how would you continue to apply them in your life? I got the meaning already. That's what you just gave me. But how would they apply to your life from now on?
Apply them in practice. In practice for myself. Salvation. I guess salvation could be like, when I think of salvation, I guess I can remind myself that I was saved by grace. Continue to read my Bible. Continue to read God-given instructions, and then liberation, walking free. In terms of like a community or like where I am, it would look like witnessing. Witnessing, being a witness of the faith that I have.
Okay, so your liberation and education go hand in hand?
Yeah, because like when I say witness, I get that completes the package. Because I mean, I can't save anybody, and if I don't want to say I'm like going to start a class, because I don't know, educate people. But if I'm walking as a witness, I'm saved, I'm educated, I'm liberated. I am. You know what I mean? I'm all three.
I got you. Exactly. I'm right there with you. I understand. We only have room for comments now. You got it?
Yeah, I do.
Go ahead. The floor is yours. You got it.
The idea that you would reach this point probably seemed like a long time ago when we first, when you watched other people walk through here. And it's like, yeah, man, that's whenever, but you're here now, and to acknowledge that you have grown, and having seen so many transitions, even the ones that I witnessed. I haven't witnessed all of them, but those that I have witnessed, it's a good place to be. It's a good place to be. I am very confident in your capabilities and your abilities, and just, I wrote down things, you were well prepared, you were honest in an attempt to provide what is needed, which for me shows that there's a couple of times where the question about the discipline and the question that followed that says that your life becomes the witness, your life becomes the example, your life becomes the testimony, it becomes the book that many people will read. And I think that's going to be a truth that wherever you go, people are going to see you, and because of your stature, because of the way you carry yourself, you're going to tell a story. You may not even meet those people, you may not talk to those people, but you're going to tell the story. And like you said, it's a good read.
Brother Khalil, I've had the pleasure of watching you grow up, and in every setting I've ever seen you in, especially in Bible study settings, I've always seen the wheels turning when the word is going forth or when you're learning something. You take it in. I believe you're a well-trained, exceptional, godly man at this age right now. I believe you're going to be a blessing to the community, to us here. You're already a blessing to your future family. I believe that you will be an example. People will know that you've been trained well. They won't be able to just walk away and say, oh, that's just Khalil. I believe you have something about you. I've seen that. Even with Bible study here on Monday night, we're going through the words, and you're sitting back, and I see you go off, and you're thinking about it. And I think that's a blessing. Everybody doesn't possess that, and I'm glad to say I can see that in you. Very proud of you.
Well, that's, you got anything to say? I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. You good? You good, Brother Richard? All right, my first thing is, how do you spell your first name?
K-H-A.
Got two of them, baby. K-H-A, I got you. L-I-L. All right, sounds good. I didn't really get a chance to meet you. I just been brought on from Brother Richard today. I've been asked numerous of times to be on the board, so I have to put myself aside and my situations as being a part of this world, and now I have to get myself back together. From what I've known and seen and the witness from your mother from church, you seem like you on board.
Amen.
And it's not a problem for me. I like a lot of your answers, especially when it came down to the one about the character-centered leader of high integrity. To me, it was all about your mindset of being a character and making sure that you always lead from your conduct. And then also, there was another one you had in here where you said, the belief of alcohol and drug use. You said it's a danger to your life and it's no need. So that's my major thing, because I was never affected by that. So I'm on board with you. I'm behind you. Also, the other one about the village. Hey, I grew up in the same program that you did, and all they stressed about was it takes a village to raise a child. And from being here with my mother and father, the whole church raised me. They kept me out of jail, so I'm with you. If you need me for anything, if you need a personal phone call, if you're feeling down and out, if you're feeling alone when you go into school, you need some upliftment, I know everybody in here wouldn't mind having that phone call from me. So I'm happy for you. And hey, if I can help you get you somewhere to help you get closer to your physical training therapy and help you do anything in the community, I got you. Thank you. No problem. Appreciate it. I'm good to go. Brother Richard.
Well, amen. Again, thank you, Brother Khalil, being part of this process. We're at the time now where we would have the closing remarks from our CEO, COO.
Richard, before the two high-ranking officers, I'd like, as a facilitator, I'd like to just be able to say that I, too, have had the opportunity to walk a few steps with this fine cadet. And so I want to be able to say for public record that it's been a privilege, and it's been an honor up until now. I've also had the privilege of being a barber. Like anyone knows, historically, the chair is a place where a lot of great interviews go on. So I'm just glad to be able to say this record plays the same on all sides. To watch you, this is who you are. What we saw has been in line with who you are. And I think that constant says a lot. You're willing to learn. You're willing to grow. You're willing to mess up. You're willing to admit you mess up. You're willing to admit that you're learning. And then, when you get it, you get it. You run fast. So, physically and spiritually, when you get it. So it's just been a joy, but not a drudgery. So I just want to commend you and encourage you. In line with all the other comments that were said, but I just want to be able to put it in, because we don't hear enough words that are in our corner.
That's right.
So as much as we can stack the deck, please. And so what I did hear today was in line with what I was expecting to hear. So God bless you.
Amen. Giving honor to God, to the head of my life, and to our pastor and bishops in the room. This is a part of my role and responsibility in Greater Calvary Rites of Passage that I get so excited about. Since the very first graduate class that we have had, it is just such a joy to come to this level of the process. And it is a process. Just a week ago, we were in New York City attending a conference, and it was about males of color. But nowhere in that conference did you hear or see anybody who claimed to have something that was effective for our boys, for our males, from boys to men, was anything that that would come remotely close to what we have here at Greater Calvary Rites of Passage. It is a diamond, it is a gem, and it makes a long-lasting, life-changing role for our girls and our boys. So parents, we thank you so much for you realizing that this investment is a lifelong investment, not only for your young men, your young ladies, but for the family. This is truly a part of the village. And don't ever take it lightly. It's not a program. It's a process. And watching Khalil from, well, the 2 feet to 6 feet, he didn't just physically grow. Watching him along the way, growing and developing. And it's such an honor and a privilege to be a part of it. I'd also like to thank Brother Richard, Director, Brother Chris, Director, for their tenacity and their consistency throughout his whole process, along with the other facilitators. Everybody that started out with us did not get to where we are today and where we will be next week. And it should be tears of joy, tears of all of the investment all of the ones in this room have made. And then lastly, I'd like to thank God for giving our senior pastor, the CEO and the founder, this vision. Because it's something that God gave to him, that he has given to us, that is a part of us and is changing around the globe. Now, like I said, there are people who don't know about it and they think that they have something that is a program or a minute, but we have something to say, and then you all have something to say. You have now a responsibility to continue to not only walk that walk, but be able to do those things that you shared with us. And we'll be watching you do that. But I'd just like to say thank you, Dr. Land. You would not be, and I know that on a national level. Don't take it for granted. Young guys, when you get ready, go to R.O.P, I'm going to tell you, when you get 60, you're going to still be thinking R.O.P. 80, 100. And our CEO.
The privilege of saying congratulations, Brother Khalil, is beyond measure. Thank you for being an outstanding. I mean that in every aspect. I've really been trying to work on a way of keeping you out of Denton, actually. I just haven't figured it out yet. If these dumb schools in this area had any sense at all, they'd have been knocking at your door. But sometimes chocolate comes in. It's always best, but it generally comes in after the vanilla is wasted. So, understanding that, I can appreciate why you have to go where you have to go. So it is not a small issue with me, you leaving. I just have an issue. I got a problem with that personally. But having said that, I think that you epitomize the result that we're looking for at this stage in the development. And I believe that your children's children will benefit from what you're doing. And I mean that from my heart. These young brothers that are here, that are coming in behind you, are watching carefully and closely. Some agree, some disagree, because when you're young, you're dumb. And you don't know what you should or should not agree or disagree with. And that's why it takes modeling, you see. There's nothing wrong with being young and dumb. I was young and dumb, so there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody that was young was once dumb. But as we grow, we know more. And as we know more, we grow more. So it is with that in mind that I look at where you are now. And I think that your discussion about character and conduct is appropriate, because conduct always follows your character. If you want to know what kind of character a person has, just watch their conduct. And it'll tell the whole story. So we want to be character-centered because we want our conduct to reflect our character. And if your conduct reflects your character, then the consequences that follow will also reflect your character. Your choices will reflect your character. So thank you for dwelling in that area. And then finally, this is really the beginning of a whole new season in your life. You're stepping into a whole new season. And that season is going to bear great fruit also. So I trust God that I will be around a little bit longer to watch some of it come to fruition. But if not, I'm satisfied with what I've seen thus far. So once again, thank you very much. Amen.
Again, we are preparing for a graduation that will take place on June 5th. That will take place during the 10 o'clock service. So please share that information. It's going to be an exciting time, that we have. As we give everybody an opportunity to just love on and to love on some more. So, and as you stated, it's not the end. It just begins with us. So let us prepare to leave if there's nothing else for the good of the order. Amen.
Father God, thank you again for this day, Lord.
Thank you, Lord.
Thank you again for the wisdom that I have received today, and that has been heard by everybody in the room. Continue to bless this process, God, and everything that comes through it. Please bless our leader. I thank you for my facilitators, my parents and my grandparents, and everyone who has influenced my life. I ask that as you please bless and protect and hold close to you the young man coming up under me.
Yes, Lord. Thank you.
In Jesus' name I pray.
Amen.